You are the product of your choices, not the byproduct of your responses. Welcome to HEARTtalk, and on behalf of HEARTtalk Associates, I want to welcome each and every one of you who has joined us today. Today is an auspicious day because we are launching a mind-reforming program called MindFLOW. This has been the fruit of what I call manifestation of years and years of living and working in the public sector. And this is important for us to understand. I've been working for 40 years in the marketplace as a doctor and 35 years as a plastic surgeon. And so my journey is a journey of ups and downs, more in the valleys than in the mountain tops. And it's living through the lens of faith, because there is no other way to live this life than through the lens of faith. And so 20 years ago, when I founded the Asia Pacific Consultation on Discipleship, nobody knew what I was talking about. I called it APCOD. And in 2001, on the July 25th, nearly 850 leaders from the whole Asia Pacific region gathered right here in this place called Kota Kinabalu, in this city that has seen vision transformation take place. And the conference was held. Fast forward 20 years later, in April of this year, 2022, I launched the Asia Pacific Consultation on Marketplace Mindfulness, APCOM. And again, it was bringing together 14 international experts around the world to talk about this whole concept of mindfulness. So mindfulness and manifestation are two principles in life which I did not know living and working in the marketplace. And so the whole concept of MindFLOW is about shifting patterns of life. You know, there's so much of patterns of the world that envelop us daily, whether it's the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. Again, it's patterns that determine what course we take. And I've been saying this for many, many years. When I launched APCOD 21 years ago, invitations can change your life. How you respond to an invitation can change the course of your life. And so this is very important, and I keep on saying this, and I've learned it after 40 years of working, that I'm the product of the choices that I've made in my life, not the byproduct of responses. And I'm really delighted that in the last year and a half, I came across this quote, and it's become my mantra, because it's this, and it's attributed to Viktor Frankl, and he said these words. He said, between a stimulus and a response is a space. I found that space, because in that space lies the power of living in the present. And that present power allows us to make choices. So we can choose the response that we want, and in that response there is growth and freedom. And so this is important. Life is about growing. It's about growth. And if you're not growing, then you're going to go downhill, and life's going to end up with unpleasantness. 11 years ago, I was lying on a bed on my way being wheeled to what's called the intensive care unit, and I had open heart bypass surgery. What was the cause of that? I'm a surgeon, I'm a doctor. It's because of choices that I made in my life, because of habits, because of patterns of behavior, because of mindset, because of making decisions that were not helpful for me. I was just focused on just being a professional and lost my destination of how to live a healthy and fit life. And so MindFLOW is about getting you unlocked, getting you unstuck, getting you into a flow of a rhythm that leads to abundance. Abundance not in your own life, but also in the abundance of those around you. And that's what manifestation is about. So it begins with mindfulness, and prior to mindfulness, it begins with vision. I'm a visionary. And I believe that vision is what you can't see, but if we're in the present to happen. And then again, you hope that it's happening in the present because you can't see it happening. A vision-driven life is the source of happiness. a fulfilled life. And so MindFlow is a program that brings in different faculties of the mind, because it's the mindset that can block you, can sabotage you from becoming who you want to be, living your best option in life. So I want to encourage you to join the program, because there will be international experts, speakers who will come in and teach what it is to be the boss of your own brain. You know, that's for me a fantastic thing, that to think that my brain and the whole concept of neuroplasticity, neuroscience, how you can change and form the parts of your brain, rewiring. In growing up and in school, I remember Robert Boyle. We used to study Boyle's law, and Robert Boyle was the father of chemistry. And, this is like 350 years ago. And he wrote a 20-point wish list. And the top two of that wish list was, number one, the prolongation of life and the recovery of youth. And so today, 350 years later, people are living longer, longevity. And the longevity of life is important, because why we live a life of healthy lifestyle, we will be able to prolong that life. It's all about epigenetics, the science of the revolutionizing the way we rewire our brain is what is happening today. So you can become, a boss of your own brain, which is important, number one. Secondly, it also teaches you how to perform in a much higher platform, a high performance mindset. How do you develop that? Thirdly, it gives you also the mindfulness skills of how to be aware of the present, the power of living in the present. So those mindfulness skills can get you into a lane that is productive, and you bear fruit in your life and in the life of others. And then again, it's about fitness programs. How do you live that healthy life? How do you stay fit? I know it's all about self-denial, procrastination, just sheer laziness, and it's all about the mindset. And then again, how do we operate this within our sphere of activity, in our family, in our workplace, so that we are better people with better options of living the productive life. And so it turns shifting patterns from worrying to productive living, from being blocked out and thinking that we can't do it, to one that is the art of the possible. This is very important. The key of the MindFlow program is about living in the art of the possible. You got to live it. You got to be in it. It's about being. You see, in all life's journey, it's not about what you achieve, it's what you become and who do you become. And that's the course that I would like to invite you to come and join in. You can get on to us, you can write to us on charleshearttalk@gmail.com if you're interested. And you'll be able to meet these international speakers with different faculties of training and expertise, so that we'll be able to tap into our own brains. And remember, this is an age-old proverb saying, and it is given through by prophets of the age. His name is Isaiah. And he said these words, he said, remember. And this is actually from a creator God giving this message to his people. Remember the things of long ago. Fix it in your mind, mindfulness, and take it to your heart. Manifestation of the abundant life that comes from the heart. And so there are laws of abundance that you follow. There's discipline. There is important for you and I to understand that if we are not disciplined in what we want to go, the path we want to achieve, where we want to end up, then we will be taken off the side tracks. And I know that I've been on those side tracks many times in my life. And so I invite you that you'll change your life, that the MindFlow program has taken me 40 years of working in the marketplace with a scar on my chest from open heart surgery, to realize that if I knew how to be in control of my brain. In plastic surgery, it comes from an ancient Greek word called plastikos, which means to mold, to form. And cosmetic comes from the Greek word kosmetikos, which means to adore. So after you mold something, you move back and you look at it and you say, oh, it's beautiful. The same with neuroplasticity. We can rewire our brain. That's fantastic. Why? Because if we learn it right, we will live it right. And at the end of the day, we want to finish well. So once again, I want you to join me on MindFLOW, and together we'll be much mindful people living a mindful life. Thank you.